This is a Fox News alert. In the wake of the disastrous Obamacare rollout, HHS Secretary Kathleen Sebelius is resigning. White House officials say Secretary Sebelius notified President Obama of her decision in early March, and the president has already accepted her resignation. And tomorrow, President Obama will nominate the current OMB director, Sylvia Burwell, to replace Secretary Sebelius. And joining us, Senator Mike Lee. Nice to see you, sir.
Nice to see you.
Big news.
Very big news.
What do you make of it?
Well, look, this ultimately isn't about the person, it's about the policy. And Secretary Sebelius was in charge of implementing a very unpopular policy. And her departure signals the end of a very tumultuous era for the Obama administration. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens with the nominee, with Ms. Burwell, what she can do with this, because she inherits a very, very difficult task. And she's going to have a tough road ahead of her in terms of securing Senate confirmation, especially if she's not prepared to answer all kinds of questions about how independent she's willing to be and how open and transparent she's willing to be with Congress.
Well, I assume because of the new rules it should get by. I mean, it's not particularly hard to get a nominee by. But if I were President Obama, I would have asked Sebelius to stay on until after the election, because what he's done is he's put this new candidate up and all these hard questions you get to ask, like how many people actually paid for Obamacare? You know, where are the premiums going? I mean, it's like, he's going to be a sitting duck, for these.
That's right. That's why even in the post-nuclear options Senate, where an executive branch nominee can get through with only 51 votes, there are still going to be a lot of tough questions to ask. There are still going to be a lot of concerns, I suspect, even from some of my Democratic colleagues who are themselves facing some of the heat as a result of the implementation of this very unpopular law.
Do you think Secretary Sebelius took more heat than, the government sort of, I don't know, thrown under the bus isn't exactly, but do you think that she took a lot of heat for the White House, or is this totally her responsibility?
She definitely took a lot of heat for the White House. And again, it's about a failed policy that she was asked to implement. Now, a lot of the implementation of that policy ended up making it even worse. But at the end of the day, she was given a very, very hard job. And that job ended up making her very unpopular, and with some good reason.
I bet she's so happy to get out of this town.
I can't imagine.
Anyone who leaves a job that when you've been under fire is so happy to get out of here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
In terms of, do you have any idea how many people actually paid to that 7.1 million? Do you have any hint on that?
Well, according to McKinsey and Company, we're talking about less than 1 million people who fit into two categories. People who, number one, did not have insurance prior to January 1st of this year, and number two, have actually paid premiums after the start date.
Even with paid, I always think that paid doesn't mean you're not getting subsidized. Necessarily. Paid, are you talking paid meaning you pay the full freight?
Paying something. Paying something into the system. So McKinsey and Company has estimated that the number is actually less than 1 million of that 7 million. And so that number is a lot less impressive than the administration would have us believe.
Do you believe that if the Senate is taken by the Republicans in November that Obamacare will get repealed or not, or is that just not happening?
Well, look, I think that the repeal of Obamacare is ultimately going to be something of an inevitability, because it was built almost to fail. It can't succeed. The question is simply when. Obviously, President Obama is not going to be eager to sign the repeal of Obamacare.
He's not going to sign that.
Nevertheless, if Republicans are able to retake the majority in the Senate this November, I think significant changes can start right away, and we can at least start to try to repeal this and replace it with some free market alternatives.
Or maybe everybody will work a little bit better together, but who knows? Anyway, Senator, nice to see you. Thank you for coming over.
Thank you.
And coming up.